Welcome, City Skylines players and fans. This is a quick tutorial on a number of different mods here. Most of them you just kind of load and forget. Use them very sparsely, but so there's going to be several of them in here. There's not really much to them, but they are very, very useful. All of these should be updated with the new airport DLC and the new patches, which is the reason why I waited until February 22nd of 22, so 2/2/2/22, to do these tutorials to kind of celebrate the new year and the new DLC and the new patches and everything. I just wanted to make sure everything was good. So let's go ahead and go into it. We've been over some of the other traffic manager and move it and some of the other ones, but here's some of the lesser used or lesser known ones that are really important. First one is No Pillars mod. What that does, it allows you to place roads, any sort of network really, rail, monorail, any of that type of stuff, and it will help you with placing pillars. It kind of disconnects the pillars from the road, allows you to copy them, move them in there. It'll automatically place pillars in the middle of the other roads, whereas before it won't let you connect, whereas now it will, but you just have to go in and modify it to make it look right. So there's multiple advantages to it, and I don't think it really uses that much of your computer resource. So it's really worth it. Another advantage is these drop-down buttons here. Here you can change the pillars on whatever road you want. You can even have, like, if you're wanting to do a road on top of a road, like a elevated highway with two different levels, like a double-decker bridge or something like that, you could have the top layer with no pillars at all. So it looks like it's using the supports of the bridges to hold it up or something like that. Or you could put the pillars in later when you're doing the detailing phase, something like that. This other one here I use quite often. It's the, you can go in and force zoning and force no zoning. And there's certain advantages to that, like right here. Say for one reason or another, this particular road, which is this one here, I want to force no zoning. I can go in and on this segment, and I've got it elevated, so I want it on the ground. Click this segment on the ground. It forces no zoning. The zoning disappears from it. And actually, this is the elevated. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, that was the highway on-ramp is what that was. But that doesn't have zoning anyway. But this it turns off the zoning on this particular road. So you don't have to worry about the situation where I use this is I use these two-way alleys, these little roads, and I use them between the larger streets inside like older neighborhoods. So like some of the older neighborhoods have alleys running between the backyards of the houses. So I turn the zoning off to allow the tiles to go in there, the zoning to go in there correctly. So I have 4 on each side, or 3 on each side, 2 on each side, whatever I want to do with it. And it's nice and even. That's how I use it. But you can do a lot of different things with it. It's pretty cool. But that's the main one I use for that. One of the other ones is the Precision. I believe it is called Precision Engineering. Yeah, Precision Engineering. And what that one does, that creates your angle and creates your arc angle right here. So you know you're at like 90 degrees, and then you're at 122. And then I also think that's what's responsible for the number of units there, 5 out to 10. I think that actually puts that in there also. Obviously, you can use the default game. You know that's 4. You know that's 5, and then you can count from there. But I think that just helps. I don't think it uses much resource. You just kind of load it, forget it, and it's there. And believe me, when it's missing, you do notice it. um, it is very noticeable. Let's see. Another one here is the dynamic resolution slider. You hit Control R, and it changes the resolution of the game. If I turn it all the way up, you can turn it all the way up to like 300%. I think you can actually adjust it to where you can go in and take it even over 300%. So depending on what your system is set up, I would kind of look into that a little bit more before taking it over the 300%, because you might overtax your system a little bit. I just leave it at 100. Graphics aren't always the best, but it does run a lot smoother. If for some reason you're having some problems, you can drop it down. If you're wanting to take some screenshots or whatever, you can bump it up to 300. Obviously, you can go in and change the other settings to do that too. One of the other ones is, and then you hit Control R to make it disappear. One of the other one is Surface Tool, Surface Paint. Use it all the time, like very frequently. All of this is the surface paint. Everything in between these taxiways is the surface paint here. This right here is the surface paint. All this is surface paint right there. And then obviously the parking lot has its own gray, but the surface paint, everything around it is surface paint. This in here is the surface paint also. Looks like I missed a little bit there. But I think it just adds a little extra pop to the game. Again, I don't think this one uses much resources either, and believe me, you miss it when it's not there. You miss a great deal. Another one I use is FPS Booster. I think that helps your FPS frames per second. I think that helps a little bit. The node controller, we will go over that one towards the end here. Unlimited tree mod, that just allows you to have a factor of 10 more trees. I can't remember what the exact number is. I think it's like 380,000 trees or something like that. It's quite a bit. Speed slider allows you to turn the game on, up and down on the slider here as far as the speed, which it won't work while this is open. I don't know why I was trying to do that. Find It is another good one. It creates this little magnifying glass right here, and oh, here's another good one too, is the expanded toolbar. But the Find It allows you to look at all these different items. Like this is recent downloads. So these are the downloads that I've had here recently, and they're in order. So this is the last one I downloaded, second last, third, And so if you're looking for something, you can also use the search bar and look for something. Say you want to look for a pillar. Goes through all this. There is different sections on here. Like if you want growable buildings, you can break it down by, say you want a high density growable building, it breaks it down by those, and then you can even break it down by size. So you got a 4 by 4. So all of these are 4 by 4 high density growable buildings. So, and then you switch it to low density. All of these are low density 4 by 4 low density buildings. I think that's about it for that. There's a number of different sections on here, but there's growable, RICO, growable and RICO. There's props. So all of these are props that I've got downloaded or vanilla in the game, and very, very useful. Use the search bar to find whatever you're looking for. So if you're looking for, say you're looking for a pool, that breaks it down. That's just a pool of steam, but here's a swimming pool, and a bird bath. I'm not sure why that showed up as a pool, but you can use the search bar. It's very, very handy. This is RICO, which I used to use it a lot before Find It. I still have it on here, just because it divides it up, but now Find It will also divide up. We'll have RICO buildings by themselves also, so that works too. Let's see here. I think that's about it. I think we're going to go over the node controller and see if there's any of the other ones that are really, really handy. 81 tile mod. What that allows you to do, anybody new to the game, new to PC, 81 tile allows you to have all of these tiles open. Vanilla game is only 9, and usually start in the center, depending on, sometimes you have a custom map where you start at the side, but usually start in the center. And then you can have 9 tiles. It can be in a straight line, it could be in a exact square, it could be however you want to do it, but you can only have 9 of them. And then there's a 25 that you can download where you can have 25. But I like the 81 because I like to, as you can see, spread out and kind of spread out all over the map. And I like the ability to go in any tile I want to do. Let's see. Electric road. What that does, it eliminates the need for power lines everywhere, and it basically turns all of your roads into power lines. So it turns like normally in the game, the power lines are blue. But when you have the electric roads turned on, all the roads are blue. And like right now, it looks like the runways are turned on for one reason or another. I'll have to look at that. But all the roads are blue, so you don't need to worry about any power lines or anything like that throughout the game. There's also one for pipes that do the same thing. All the roads have pipes under them, so all you need to do is just run pipes from your input, from your pumps or from your water tower, and then to your output, your sewer plant or your out pipes, and all the rest of the pipes are taken care of. So I don't have that one activated, but that'll help you save on nodes and segments, because the game is hard-coded for nodes and segments. You can only have so many before you run out, and by doing that, it helps you save that. Let's see, now the network, or the node controller, I think, is going to be the one we'll go over. Because all the rest of these are kind of self-explanatory. There's probably a few of them in here. If you have any questions about any of these, feel free to ask in the comments, and I will we'll go over. There's ploppable asphalt is a design detail. Allows you to put down asphalt and concrete and different things. Advanced vehicle options, which is this little icon right here that allows you to switch vehicles within the game, turn vehicles on and off, that type of stuff, like this personal, whatever they call this, personal electric transport ride. I do not like those. They're kind of slow. Well, actually, it says speed's 125 kilometers an hour, but I think they kind of, just my personal preference, I just don't like them in a game, so I turn them off. The scooters, it's the scooters that I think are slow, that back up traffic. I turn those off in a game too. So you can turn all those off, all those on and off. These shows up. These are the Steam Workshop assets that I've downloaded. So I've downloaded that Mustang and the DeLorean. That shouldn't be any color but gray, but I'll switch that later. Or gray, silver. Should be any color but silver. But it has all the different trucks and any sort of vehicle you want. Any sort of the mass transit vehicle, police cars, SOS vehicles, garbage trucks, trains, monorail, all that stuff is in here. Even the aircraft and everything is in here too. So I've downloaded a lot of these aircraft in here. Oh, this is the crawler for the rocket and stuff. But you can do a bunch of things with that. Okay, the network controller. What that is there's a couple different versions. I'm still using one of the older versions, and just because for what I use it for, it kind of works very well. So I would, if you're interested, I would investigate one of the newer versions, because there's a lot of different options they have with it now. But that's this button right here, and you click on it, it pulls up another one that pops up, and you can click on this. And when this is green, it's between the nodes, and if you click this, it creates another node. So you've got a node. I've got a node here and here, but if I wanted to create another node between them, I just click here, and there would be three of them. Could come in very handy. You could simply just lay a dirt road off the side and create another one, but you could do that. That works just fine. But you click on a node, and these do several things here. It pulls up another menu, and then you have a corner offset where you can adjust this to extend the node out and make it bigger, make it smaller. And there's certain advantages to doing this, and especially when you have merges, highway merges, and things like that. It works to an advantage. Like this isn't offset at all, but I can offset and spread that out a little bit and make those lanes a little bit easier to navigate instead of having such an arc in there. That really wouldn't need to be adjusted too much. Let's see here. Find a exit ramp here, and this is a really good example. Like this one here, it's really, this one here is like really set out. This one is 37, so you can see how this is the default. That's how it looks just in the vanilla game. It's defaulted that, but if you click on that, spread that out, and it makes the even though I need to change the chevrons on this, actually that isn't too bad there. Huh, that doesn't look too bad, but it makes these exit ramps look a lot better with these nodes being spread out like this. Let's see, some of the other things with it is if like you're building an exit ramp or any sort of elevated road for any reason, and for some reason you have a particular node that doesn't slope with the rest of the road. Usually happens when you're switching road types. If you're changing from a single exit ramp to a multi-lane highway to a two-lane road or something like that, sometimes it creates a situation where the node will not slope. And for the life of me, I'm looking for one now and I can't find it. But you can click on it and it will give you the option to slope, make sloped. And we'll see. See, this one looks perfect, so I don't really need to mess with it. Yeah, see, it doesn't even do anything because it's perfect. But if for some reason this was at like a 5-degree angle, 12-degree angle, and then this was the same angle going up, and then this was completely flat, and all three of them were connected, you could hit this make slope, and it would make the slope go even with all three segments, and it works perfectly. Which is part of the reason why I can't find it. I can't find the one that's sloped is because it does work so well that you can't really tell any of them that are offset or messed up, because once you fix it, it works perfectly. Some of the other things that you can do, the new airport DLC here, great by the way, I highly recommend it. It's probably after, I'd say industries, I'd probably say mass transit industries, and then probably the airport DLC, maybe Park Life first. Yeah, Park Life, and then the airport. Yeah, I would highly recommend it. It's great. But what this does, you can go in and create, like this particular intersection here, the default looks like that. So it looks like 90-degree angles, and all of these intersections are defaulted like that. And I went through and changed the corner offset to, I think I set it to about 40 on each one of these, and it adds a little bit of a curve to each of these intersections. And if you look, if you do a Google Earth, Google Maps, Google Earth, and look at airports, that's what they look like. They look exactly like this, with the round edges, the round corners. Some of them are even more rounded. And like this one here, oops, see, I created a node there when I didn't mean to, because it was a green bar, so I clicked it by mistake. So we'll see if we can adjust that. Yeah, I'm going to have to go back in and fix that. Oh, that's the slope anyway. Default and cornering. Yeah, I'm going to have to go in and get rid of that node. I'll go in and get rid of it later. But it does look like this. Sometimes they have a little bit more embankment. Sometimes they have some black shoulders on them that these particular taxiways don't. But they are angled like this. They are definitely not square intersections like this right here. All of these are rounded. So I think it makes it look better with that on there. With that being said, I think that's about it for this tutorial. It was just went over a bunch of things that a lot of them that you just kind of one thing about that node controller, you have to go into something else, click on it, and click out of it in order to get rid of the node controller. It will not click off like some of the other ones do. But a lot of these ones we went over on this particular one, you just kind of download and enable, and then you just kind of leave them alone. They don't really do anything, like the precision engineering and stuff like that. The no pillars, that particular one, you can see it there, but you don't really change any of the settings or anything like that. No controller is the only one that really has a bunch of different little functions to it. And like I said, the newer one, you'll need to check the update on the Steam there, because the newer one has a lot of different options and a lot of things you can do with it that I just don't use. I just don't use it for that type of stuff yet. I need to explore it a little bit more in future projects. I probably will. Thank you for sticking with me through the video. If you know anybody that would benefit from this video, learn anything from this video, please share it with them. Like the video if you like the content. If you have any suggestions or comments, feel free to leave those below. And support the channel. Hit that subscribe button. I just need some subscribers to get moving here. And then we will see you next time. Thank you very much. Have a great day.